Hi, everybody. I hope you're all right this week. Everybody's doing well. It has been quite a week in the brother world. We have been introducing new products left and right. Um, been doing moderated sessions for the dealers. And if you notice, there's a little bit of a new arrangement in my room back here. So I have a new child that has been delivered to my doorstep, which I was very excited about. And I have a new Scan and Cut DX in the back. Hi, Carolyn. How are you? Everybody say hi. Tell where you're from. You never know. Your neighbor might be stitching next to you or cutting next to you, and you may want to hang out or at least hang out virtually. So hi, Margaret. Glad you could join me today. Um, as you've kind of gathered, we didn't do a lot software wise as far as embroidery programs. There are some new features in your PE Design 11 that are linked to the new ton needle. So there's some, you've got link now to be able to link up to 10 ton needle machines. If I can speak, that's a tongue twister, 10 needle machines. So, we've got some exciting things there. I thought I would do a little bit something different today. We have some new stuff in Scan and Cut as well. So our Scan and Cut world has given us a few new things. So let's see, who have we got here? We've got Jan, we've got Tammy, we've got Cindy from Chicago. Thanks, Terry. I appreciate the compliment. We have Kathy Brown. She didn't tell me where she's from, but I believe she used to be in Virginia. I'm not sure where she is now. I forgot. Hi from Chicagoland. Hi, Pete. Hi, Susan. My nose is itching. Don't you love it when you get on a live show and your nose starts itching? Is that somebody's coming to visit me or somebody's talking about me? I don't remember what it is, but wow, I'm hoping nobody's coming to visit. My house is a wreck. Haven't had time to clean up lately. It's a little bit crazy. So hi, Carolyn from Tennessee. She's from my old stomping grounds in the Knoxville area. Hi from Vancouver, Washington. Hi, Marilyn. Glad you could join us today. Oh, I had lipstick on from earlier today. This is like the second thing I've done today. And surprised I don't have a number 3 coming up. So, yeah, occasionally I put on lipstick, not often. But today you got it. So Kathy's here from Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Hi, Tammy from Canada. How are you in Canada? Yeah, coughing may be a little bit worse. You're right. Those coughing fits are never fun, especially, I have bad allergies. So this time of year, it's crazy, especially if there's somebody outside mowing. Then it's absolutely nuts. So Wendy, you're from East Tennessee. What part of East Tennessee? Because that's where I'm originally from. I'm from the big city of Clinton, Tennessee. There's not a whole lot about it that you blink and you'll miss it. When I was growing up, the best restaurant in town was the Burger Queen, and I don't think it's there anymore. Actually, we had a Burger Queen and we had a Kentucky Fried Chicken. Yeah, that's it. So hi, Kathleen from Plano. I have been in your neck of the woods before. Hi, Lisa. Glad to see you here. Itchy nose means have a fight, be in danger, kiss a fool, or meet a stranger. I like that one. I may have to use that again. Terry, hi from Michigan. That was another old stomping ground. I used to live in Michigan for a little while. Those of you that didn't know that, don't I sound like a Michigander? Not so much. I never could lose the accent. Sorry. It is what it is. It is my little accent, and I cannot get rid of it. It did get less while we lived there, but not much. So we have, Karen, you have seen me with lipstick. Occasionally I'd wear it to teach at your store when you were there. You've never heard of Clinton. Well, have you heard of Knoxville? It's about 45 minutes northeast of Knoxville, north of Knoxville. And if you've heard of Oak Ridge, it's east of Oak Ridge. So it's just a little burg out there in the middle of nowhere. And it was a great place to grow up, I will have to say. Richie Cream in Clinton. Yeah, there used to be. There was an ice cream place next to the courthouse. I forgot about that one. We didn't go there very often. It was in between other little unknown things you didn't know about me. I was a band geek. So during, at lunchtime when you were practicing for band at this time of the year, marching band this time of the year is just a joy in Tennessee, might I tell you. There's sweat for your sweat. We would go to Burger Queen or KFC. Those were our two little places that we would jaunt off to. No, it is not near Bristol. That's probably about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours away. So I love living in Tennessee too. I mean, we keep trying to get away from here. We keep coming back. So we've lived in Tennessee 3 times now. I grew up here. I moved away. Actually, I've lived here 4 times now. I grew up in Tennessee, moved away to Georgia to teach, came back to Tennessee, moved to Michigan, came back to Tennessee, moved to Georgia again, and came back to Tennessee. So I think Tennessee must be where we're supposed to live because we seem to land here every single time we go someplace. Clinton is the antique capital of the city. Didn't know that. We have of the county or the city. You are a majorette band geek. I was the drum major, and played a flute until I realized I wasn't real coordinated that way. 2 hands going this way, not my thing, but I was much better this way. Then I played the French horn. There was a couple of different things there. So, yep, I was a band geek. Maybe that's what it was. And Sheila was a band member. See, there's all kinds of us out there. We actually admit our little geekdom there. I actually enjoyed it. I have some great friends that I still keep in touch with from that. Hi from Kentucky. Okay, so hi, Lisa. Glad you could join us today. Last week, Karen asked a question about how to send designs wirelessly to your Luminaire machine. So that's where I'm going to start from PE Design, how to send wirelessly there. I'll show you how to set up your network machines. I'll also, while I'm over there, talk about the new link function and actually setting up to receive on your ton needle as well. So that's a good way that we can kind of get into this. All right. Let me switch over to my screen here. So we're going to start in PE Design, if I can find it on my screen here. Okay, so let me turn off comments here. And we are in PE Design. So to set up your machine, let me turn off my banner so you guys don't have to see that. To set up your machine to receive wirelessly, you need to have the machine on first. That is the very first thing you have to do. You have to power on your machine. So then you go up to your options drop-down menu. Let me get over to my screen here. Options. And you're going to choose options. You can also get to options from the file pull-down menu and choosing options, but options and options is the fastest way. Network machine settings. If you don't see anything in there, then you need to press the Add button. When you press Add, it will search for the machines that are on your network. So I have 2. I have my 10 needle machine and I have my Luminaire. On your machine, on your network settings, you'll see the name of the machine. And it's always sewing machine and a number. You can actually change that. So if you named your Luminaire Lulu like I have, you might have Lulu there. So if you've changed the name of your machine, I will probably change mine to Lulu and to PR. I haven't decided the PR's name. She hasn't got one yet. We may have to vote on a new name for mine. She is pretty. So I'm going to touch the machine I want to choose, and I choose Add. If I want to add another one, I can touch Add again. It's going to find it, and we're going to touch the other one. So something I haven't tried is let's remove these 2 and let's come back and touch Add, and let's see if we can add them at the same time. Yes, if you hold your control key down, you can click on both of them and choose Add at the same time. And then you click OK. So now when you bring in a design or a shape, or you draw something, or whatever you're planning on doing, you can come up to the Send button and you can choose Send to Network Machine, and then you select the machine you want it to go to. If I wanted to go to my Luminaire, it would be 872. If I wanted to go to my PR, it would be 267. So let's say I choose 872, it's going to my Luminaire, and then when I press the wireless retrieve button, it will be there. So it says finished outputting data. I say okay. Now, if I want to bring something back in from that machine that I've saved on the machine itself, in my import window, I choose from the From menu. I go down here to where it says Network Sewing Machine. It will then connect up to my machine. It takes it a few minutes because it has to communicate and find those designs, but it will find them. So right now it's got Network Sewing Machine 267. I'm going to change it over to the other one. No, Karen, the 1050 can't be used wirelessly with PE Design. That would be your BES4 wireless solution. They built in the 1055 now has a built-in wireless card in it. So it is wireless to PE Design 11. 11 is the only one, version 11 is the only version of PE Design that has that wireless function to communicate. So it's thinking about it. So these are the designs that I've sent over to that are saved on my wireless solution. And I've got quite a few there. So if there's something I want to do, let's say I want to grab this design right here. This is a big design. I've saved it directly off the machine. I'm going to click on my hoop and let's pick a bigger hoop. So let's go with the honkin' hoop for that one. The 10 5/8 by 16. So that is the largest size hoop on that machine. And let's zoom to selected object. All right, so let's say I was doing a design. I was creating a project and I had this design on the corners, but I decided, you know, I really just want to have this flower. Okay, so if I have this flower, I've got it here, but let's say I just want that. There are a couple of ways that you can achieve this goal. The easiest one is the one I'm going to show you. You go up to your Stitches tab and you click on the Split Stitches tool. And then you just left click around the part that you want to grab. I don't care if I get something else. I want to make sure I get all of that flower. When you've completely surrounded it, you double click. And it takes it just a second to think about it. And now that's a separated design. I'm going to click on the flower, the original part that I don't want because I only want that sunflower, and we're going to just press delete on the keyboard. Now, here's my design. If we look in our sewing order window, what parts of the design do I want to keep? I want to keep the number 5, 6, and 7. So here's your little trick, guys. Select tool, select point. This is worth the price of admission for today. I'm going to go selected object zoom, so we're zoomed in on everything. When you press the tab key, just press and let go, it goes to the first color in that design. You can then press delete on your keyboard and that color is gone. So now I'm down to 6 colors. It goes in the order of the sewing order. So if it's a color, if it picks a color that I don't want, that I want to keep, I could press tab again to go to the next color. But that happens to be one I don't want as well. So I'm going to press delete. Tab, delete, tab, delete. And you are now left with the 3 sections of that flower. So then you could go and you could send that back over to your network machine and you could continue embroidering. And you would have a nice little complementary design to the one that you started with. So that's a little trick that I like for you all to know because it's something that we do. You know, you may have the perfect design that's just a part of a design and you want that part of the design. So the easiest way to grab it is to just do that split stitches tool, snip around it, and then delete the parts that you don't want with the edit point tool. All right. And that's the second tool. When you go to the select tool down arrow, the select point tool is the one that you're looking for. Okay, so what else do I need to show you today over here in PE Design? You have obviously the link function. That's something I wanted to show you. So if I go up to my options and I choose wireless link, I can have up to 10 multi-needles linked together wirelessly. What that means is I can decide, you know, I think I want to send a bunch of designs to you all at one time without me having to stay at the machine, here at the software, and go back and forth. So what I can do is I can come in and let's just do a few. Come over here, let's choose Design Library, and I'm going to send that one via link. So I'll go send. Oop, hold on. I need to connect my, I need to connect that machine. So if I go up to my wireless link option, under the options, I need to choose network machine settings. So the first time I have to select it and choose add. It's going to hunt for it. There we go. Add it and say okay. Now, when I go to send, let me move this out of the way. Hold on. When I go to send, why are you not showing up, you little stink pot? Wait a minute, my machine went to sleep. Hang tight for a second. I have eco mode on. Let's see here. Send, refresh. Well, guys, I'm going to close my program and restart it. And we'll see what happens. So, you know, obviously sometimes I must have punched a button wrong somewhere and closed that out. I don't know what I did because I was sending them like crazy a little while ago. So give me just a second to get it back up and running, and we'll try it one more time. We are back up. Let me close my wizard and let's try this again. Could be because I'm online with you all. We'll try. Or maybe I picked something it didn't like. Who knows? Grab it. Send. Option. Wireless link. It says sewing machine 2, and it says it's waiting. Send to network machine. So I don't know what I've done wrong, but we'll see. Oh, I know what I've got going on. Option, design database. I may have something going on back in the background here. I also have wireless link available here. So now I can grab multiples and send them at one time. There they are. So the first one queues into the machine, and my machine is running right now, and it's telling me I need to change my colors. Okay. It tells you how many minutes, how many colors are in the design, how many minutes it will take to stitch that color, how fast you've got the machine running, how big the design is, and what size hoop you've currently got on the machine. If you're over here in this screen, you can press this button right here, and that will make it minimize your color changes. So it will order your designs to where it will do the fewest color changes that you have to do. I'm thinking the reason we got kind of wonky was because I had this up earlier. So that may have been my problem. Let's see if it'll let me send now. It is not playing nice with others right now. Oh, hold on. Let's check something out. Let's see if this makes a difference. Yeah, guess what? Just learned something for you guys. You must have a PR hoop selected. There we go. So who knew? Once you have a PR hoop selected, you can send it wirelessly via link. So who knew? Let me flip back over here to me. Maybe. I'm hunting. I've got to find my cursor. There we go. Okay, so yeah, I never even occurred to me that I might need to be on a multi-needle hoop. But in order to use the link function, we just learned something. You must be on a multi-needle hoop. So that's kind of a cool thing. Sorry, so let's see here. We've got questions over here. So Karen, I think I answered that one. No, it's not going to send wirelessly to the 1050X because it has to have the internal wireless card in the machine. BES is your wireless solution for sending wirelessly to the 10 needle. Also the 6 needle. Sheila, yes, you could use BES4 to send wirelessly to that. All right, so any other questions there? So let's talk about hoops. So I had a bigger hoop than the PR will take. No, I don't. I have the new magnetic sash frame for the PR 1055. It is basically an 8 by 14 inch hoop, and that's the one that is selected. Oh, you're right. I may have picked a hoop on the other side that the 10 needle. That's correct. I had a hoop that was selected that was the 10 5/8 by 16 hoop. So it was reading the entire hoop. All right. So let's see here. Hoop wise, you are correct in that you're going to have some different looking hoops here. We have in here the 14 7/8 is going to be your new magnetic sash frame. So let me flip back over to the screen for you all to see software. Otherwise, you can't see it. So the 14 7/8 hoop is the hoop for the new magnetic sash frame. It is on the PR side, and you've already got that hoop, so it's not going to say magnetic sash frame next to it. It is your 14 by 7 7/8. On the single needle side, there is a new frame, and it does not say magnetic sash frame, but it is a new frame. It's a 7 by 14, and that is the new magnetic sash frame for the Luminaire. Okay. You'll also notice when you're in your hoop menu here that they have divided up your hoops, your quilt frames by the 8 by 8 is a quilt frame. They've shown you that these are your square quilt frames. So 9.5 by 9.5 and the 10 5/8 by 10 5/8. So they are showing you there that those are the square frames and those are your quilting frames, which was good. Okay, so those are new hoops. Now, having said that, those have not been, the 7 by 14 has not been added into BES4. We will have to create that ourselves. I will do that for you here in just a minute. Okay, so let's see here. Do I have any questions going on out there? I'm looking to see any questions. So no, it doesn't look like you guys have anything. 7 by 14 is the Luminaire. The 8 by 14 is the multi-needle. And so for those of you that do have a multi-needle, that have a legacy 10 needle or a 6 needle machine, there is going to be an update in October that will let you use the magnetic sash frames, which they are really cool, guys. They hold very well. They're not slippery slide, and you don't have to make sure that you're automatically going to be fit in that hoop area, so you don't have to worry about, did my hoop slide a little bit? Is it not in the right spot anymore? And they hold tightly. They hold quilts without any issue. They hold towels without any issues. They've done a Carhartt jacket with it. I don't personally have any Carhartts to try, but it's got a good hold. So what else is new? There's nothing new in BES4. So that's one of those things, you're going to learn what you got. Y'all always fussing at me because we came out with something too fast, so we didn't come out with anything this year. We worked on other things. That project, my Corona project that I've been talking about for months now, it's done and it's out there. It is called the Scan and Cut Playbook. I have finally got that finished. It is off my plate, and Brother is selling that. So that's the first collaborative effort that I've done with Brother, and they came to me asking to do the playbook, and it was great. It was fun. It was many times stressful. I was working on it while we were here. I've rearranged this room every Tuesday since March. Let's put it that way, because we were doing that. My stuff would be back here, and I'm like, oh, they can see that we've got to move. So it's been a juggling act, but I'm looking forward to you all. I'm hoping that we get positive feedback. it has been quite the undertaking, but it's been fun. And I mean, it's been asked for. So there's a glossary in there that you can print out and have next to you that talks you through every screen on there. I tell you what all the buttons do. We walk through how to use everything. There are projects that are built into it and printable projects. It's pretty extensive. Tammy, I am not sure if they're going to be offered in Canada or not. I know that there have been talks about having it available, that Canada's interested in it. One of the things that we did not do was I didn't put sound on the videos. I didn't put voiceovers because it's very easy to tell what I'm doing. And that was so if they wanted to sell it in another country, they could. Oh, somebody ordered it. You didn't give StreamYard permission for your name, so I don't know who you are, but I'm glad. Yay! At least one sold. Thanks, Gary. I'm hoping that they do well. It was fun. I've enjoyed it. So, hi, Pat. Good to see you here. Thanks so much for joining us again today. All right. So what else do we have? Let's talk about how to add the hoop in your BES4 software, and then I'll talk a little bit about what we have in Scan and Cut that's new, the Scan and Cut software. So let me flip back over here to my other screen, and we'll go over to BES. Okay, the book can be used with any of the DX model Scan and Cuts. That's a good question. So it must be one of the more current ones. All right, here we go. We are in BES4. And if we go up to our hoop down menu. Now, one thing that I want to encourage you all to do, when you are adding hoops, do it in metric. It is more precise. That is the size that the hoop was created in, because the company, the brother is out of Japan, and they deal in metric. So if you will add your hoops in metric, you can then switch back to inches, and it'll show you that inches down at the bottom, but it's going to be more precise if you do it in metric. So we're going to go to our hoop down arrow, and we're going to choose select hoop. The only hoop that's not going to be in here for you is going to be the new magnetic sash frame. And how can you add that? You touch the button that says new, and you're going to type in the dimensions 180 by 360. That is your 7 by 14 inch. And we're going to call this magnetic hoop. And then say OK. And it will be now on your list of hoops. There it is. So if I choose my magnetic hoop and I click OK, I now have the correct dimensions to use. That is one of those things that when you're designing, I suggest that you pick the hoop that you're planning on using. That way you know that it fits in. And if at the very last step of things that I do is I will go to hoop and then say fit hoop, just to make sure that it fits within that dimension. If it's too big, if it's a bigger design that's right up against the edges. That is one of those things that I suggest that you do if you are right up against the edges of your hoop. Tammy, I believe that magnetic sash frames will be coming to Canada. I won't swear to that. I don't know what Canada picked up and what they didn't. Judy, you ordered it. Cool. So, and Margaret's has ordered her playbook last week too. So, we've got a lot of y'all that have done that. Is what possible to do on the Dream Machine too? Carolyn, you're going to have to elaborate more on what you're asking. So, all right. Other things that we haven't talked about in your BES4 before I go on to Scan and Cut. We haven't talked about this cutting mat. When you click the cutting mat, whether you have a Scan and Cut or a different type of cutter, you can actually select your mat that you're planning on using. So this is part of Power Pack 2, but it has all of the different cutting machines listed down here. So this is actually compatible with other machines besides the Brother, okay? And you can choose any of those items, any of those down through there, okay? Just so you know that you have a capability of that. You also have the option of choosing portrait or landscape. Carolyn, no, the new magnetic hoop will not work on the Dream Machine. The motor in the arm is not compatible with that because it is a heavy hoop and it is it's a very substantial hoop, and that arm was not made for it. So just that's something that we haven't talked about. I figured we should probably talk about that at some point in our lives, and that's there you go. So let's see here. I don't know where that hid itself, but we also had a spot for roll feeder, but I don't see it. All right, I'm going to take that off, and we're going to come back up and ask questions, and then we'll go over to Canvas Workspace. Okay. The playbook is purchased from a dealer, so your local dealer would be the one that you would purchase any of the new accessories through or any of the new machines. What was I going to say? If you all have not watched some of the videos on the new two-color sashings, y'all, it's fun. That I was successful the first time. It was fun. So you know, the new 10 needle is getting more along the lines of a Luminaire, so it's not as intimidating, I think, for those of you that have always wanted to be able to do more than one needle at a time. It is a nice addition. It's looking more and more and acting more and more like our home market machines. You sure can. So Tammy, if you have different manufacturers' hoops, you can certainly add those into the software. Make sure you know what the inner dimensions of that hoop should be. You should always take 10 millimeters away if it's not a manufacturer's hoop, okay? That way, if you measured it across, it needs to have 10 millimeters on every side. So 20 millimeters from each dimension. That way you know that it won't hit the hoop, and you would always still want to do a trace. Kathy, try different fabric, or what else was I going to say? Oh, you're still trying to do that. Okay. I know what she's asking me. She was texting or messaging me this weekend. She wants to know how to do how to cut out an applique. I'm going to show you that. I'll do that. Let me do scan and cut first. And if not, then Kathy, I'll take care of you in the Lettering So Easy group. I just haven't had that opportunity here lately. All right, so let's go over to Canvas Workspace. What is new in Canvas Workspace? Well, we have a new blade, and it is the vinyl auto blade. So if you have an SDX 225 or 230D, you can add the vinyl auto blade kit to it. The vinyl auto blade kit is actually coming with the new Scan and Cut DX 230DX. So yeah, the DX, that's a mouthful. But it is actually going to be coming with that. In that is included some more intricate vinyl designs. And they are actually very, very pretty. I want y'all to look at the center of this star. Is that not awesome? And they cut beautifully. They are very delicate cuts, and that vinyl auto blade cuts that detail exquisitely. So that is one of the new things that we have. Also, we have enhancements to your Canvas Workspace. So if you wanted to move this, well, I'm going to move this over a little bit and flip around, but let's say I wanted to put a weeding box just around this. I can select that item and select weeding box. You have different options. So you have enhanced weeding boxes instead of just a square around the whole kit and caboodle. It depends on what you're doing. So you can specify the distance from the original object. You can specify the rectangle size itself, or you can have it optimize the weeding size, the weeding lines. I tend to think it's smarter than I am, so I'll usually let it optimize those lines if I selected it all. This one, since they're so close together, it is going to put a weeding box around the exterior of everything instead of dividing it up. And y'all are asking me, so why do I need a weeding box? Well, a weeding box is a really nice thing because It allows you to not waste material. That's the biggest thing. I'm looking for my cursor so I can come up and talk to you. So weeding boxes are great to keep you from wasting material. It allows you to peel away the exterior of things and to weed around them. So that is really a nice little item to have. The enhanced stuff is in the software. There is a free machine update that will give you a weeding box around individual items on your scan and cut itself. So if you had an entire pattern set up, it would put the weeding box on the entire pattern. Kathy, if you have SVG files that are too close together, you can bring them into your Canvas workspace by clicking on the leaf button, and then you could ungroup them and send them back to your scan and cut. That's the easiest way to do that. Okay, what else was I going to say? Your Canvas workspace has changed just a little bit as well in another manner. Yes, that's what I just said. You can use Canvas workspace to separate. We have a new batch download, but that is Canvas workspace online. So let me see if I can go there. Y'all can see that I was making sure I knew my metric a minute ago. Canvas workspace. Oh, it's going to make me log in today. Okay, so it says the PC version of Canvas Workspace has been upgraded. So you want to download your upgrade. It allows you the update. It allows you to add in the upgrades. So it allows you to add in the vinyl auto blade kit if you decide to purchase that. So I'm going to close that out. But I do want to show you on my pattern collections. So one of the nice things that they've done is, as part of your free update, on your machine, you'll have a collections button. When you can download your pattern collections, you can do the entire collection at one time instead of doing them all individually. You can download them to your computer, save them to a USB drive, and take them directly to the machine and use them as if they were all individual patterns. They'll show up in that My Collections button group. Jan. So I'm going to go back over and talk. So it looks like you guys have some questions here. So what is auto about the auto blade? The auto blades, if you all remember, actually adjust the blade depth for you, okay? The vinyl auto blade has a finer blade than the regular auto blade. It's in between the fabric blade and the regular auto blade. It has a finer point. It is not going to set half cut for you automatically. You still need to go turn that setting on the machine, but it will give you a more precise cut. So that's one of those things I would say. So Jan, why is there an online Canvas workspace and why is there a PC version? Well, the PC versions came out last because we asked for them. We wanted to be able to work on our desktops and not have to be online every time. You still need to have connected to it, but I can work offline. There are some different functions available because we can do more on a PC than we can do on a web-based server. There's more functionality to it. It's just the way of the world. The Disney patterns, and one of the reasons we keep both of them still is because, like, Disney is, it lives online. That's the only way you can grab those is to go from Disney. They can't live on your computer. So at this point, they still are keeping both until they figure out a way to navigate that and make it different. But this also, the web browser gives you the capability of using it on your tablets instead, since they don't run a Windows operating system or an OS operating system, iOS, I guess I should say. That web-based browser allows you to work on a tablet or your phone or any of those other things if you don't have your computer out, which is a really nice little feature. I tend to work typically on my PC because I have more functionality. I can hide layers and I can send directly the things that are not hidden. So it all depends on how you like to work. If you're just downloading a design, you can go straight to your Canvas workspace on the web. It all depends on what you want to do. There are many different ways to skin that, to use it, to operate it. Yes, the Disney AutoBlade upgrade will work with all of the DX model machines. So your 225 and your 230D will also be able to buy, you can get the upgrade kit for that. You don't need to go buy a whole new 230 DX. You just need to have the original DX model. How do I tell the difference between the online version and the PC version? Okay, the online version, you have to navigate to a web browser and type in the address and then log in there. The PC version, I go to my start button on my computer and I open it up. And it's they look differently. They look different, but you know whether you went to a browser or not. Okay. How do I get Canvas Workspace on the PC? You get that from Canvas Workspace on the web. So hold on and I'll show you that again. Let's go back up here. Let me log out and I'll show you that again. Let me log out. When you log in, there is a button down here that says download. You can press that button and it will download it to your computer, okay? And then you install it. And that's how you get that. Does that make sense? So, and I think I just answered that, Marilyn. If you go to the web version of Canvas Workspace online, so canvasworkspace.brother.com, you can then, when you log in, you can download the Windows or the Mac version of it. All right, so let me see here. Let's go back up and answer some more questions here. You have BES to me, and thanks to me, you're trying to connect your Luminaire and send an embroidery to a design. Okay, yeah. Oh, you have to have the SD card in your Luminaire. And if you're, I'm looking for my SD card. I've got one hanging around here somewhere. The Luminaire has an SD slot, okay? And you put this in your SD slot with the gold teeth facing you. After you've set it up on your computer, you have to set it up. They both have to be on 2.4 gigahertz network. Biggest confusion out there, guys, is it doesn't matter what your internet speed is. It matters what network you're on your router. 2.4 gigahertz on your router. So if you have a dual band router, you need to make sure you're on 2.4 on both the machine and on your software, and don't switch back. So the mistake that some people make is they'll set it up on the 2.4 gigahertz side, but when they go to send, they switch their computer back over to the 5 gigahertz side. And when that happens, they can't communicate. They have to be on the same network in order to communicate. Okay? And if you have problems at that point, contact Brother. They will help you figure it out. They are very good at supporting that. They have somebody that's dedicated to that. So you may not get him the first time, but you'll get him if you call back multiple times after they run through the different settings. They'll escalate you if they can't get you. If the person answering it can't answer the question, can't figure it out, then they will escalate you up. Okay. Let's see here. So you're saying it is already in the machine, so I'm guessing you're not on the same network. Did you set up the machine card? Let me see if I can do that here real quick. I'm gonna have to unplug something. Hang tight. I have too many things here on my little hub. Okay, so I'm going to go back over to BES4 here, and we will show you how to do that real quick. When you go up to the Pace Setter button, you choose machine. Machine. Well, maybe I'll choose it. My computer is deciding it wants to recognize everything in the world before it lets me do this. Machine, set up machine card. All right, you need to make sure you're on the 2.4 gigahertz side. Yours will just say Flash Air something. I've named this one PR1050. You can name it whatever you want. This allows me to know which card I've got going where. I have multiple cards, guys. It should automatically pick up the network that your computer is connected to. It has to be on wireless. It cannot be a wired connection. It should automatically pick that up, and it should automatically pick up the password. It's not going to share it with anybody because it's on your computer. Okay. If it doesn't pick up the password, you need to type it in. So it depends on your network settings. There is an advanced mode that I'm not getting into because that is Brother Tech support. Once you've done that, you say okay, and it'll give you a message saying setting up network card is successful. Please safely remove it from your hardware. So you come down here to the bottom, safely eject that hardware, and then take it to your machine. Okay? They should be connected at that point. You should be able to send once you go put this in the machine. All right? Let me go back over here and see what questions we have popping up. All right. All right. So is there a size limit to the USB that you use in your scan and cut? There are specs for what USB sticks can be used and how big they are. I don't have that in my brain, guys. There's only so much that can be had in here. I will see if I can find that out before next week, but I don't have that in my brain. I tend not to use really large ones. I tend to have multiple 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gigabyte ones around. I don't tend to use big ones just simply because it takes so much time for them to read them when they're bigger. All right, so Cherry, you will not see Canvas Workspace. You will not see the new designs on Canvas Workspace unless you have purchased the vinyl upgrade kit. That is part of that upgrade kit. You would have to, and then you have to activate that in Canvas Workspace, okay? So yes, that's why you missed that part, is that's an upgrade, not an update. You had to update your software in order to be able to upgrade it. That there's a free machine update though that gives you a weeding box on your machine itself, and it gives you that My Collection. The batch download is on the Canvas Workspace online, and it is there, and it is it was updated freely there. So yes, Terry said there's a list on the Brother support for your machine on the USB sticks. Yeah, usually as long as you're using a major brand, you're not going to have an issue. I just tend not to use large sticks just because I don't like digging through stuff very often. It's not my favorite thing. Let's see here. Any idea? Yes. Okay. Yeah. Check that out, Lois. All right. You're in the process of putting together your shopping list. Hey, my job is to enable you. Am I doing a good job at that? So yeah, that's a dealer purchase. The vinyl upgrade kit, I do believe, is a dealer exclusive right now, as is the playbook. What else? The Sash frames are as well. Go check out what's new, guys. If your dealers are open, mine's open and ready for business, and I think most of our dealers are open these days. Go in, check it out. If you're afraid, go in and ask for an appointment. Call them and ask for an appointment and see when not many people are going to be around. Most everybody is wearing a mask in and out of stores. It just depends on what you want to do. I personally am not afraid to go into my dealer. There's not like 200 people in there. There may be 8 or 10 people at a time. It's not like we all rush the store at one time unless there's a club going on. And my particular store is actually doing their classes virtually these days for their clubs, which is a really nice little thing for them to do. So Any other questions? Does the wireless card remain in the machine at all times? Yes. I leave mine in there at all the time, or I move it to another machine. If I don't want it to go to that machine today and I need it to move to another one, I'll just take it out and put it in another machine. But in order for it to receive information, it must be in the machine. Your machine also must be powered on. Okay? If it's not powered on, it can't receive the information. What is involved in added features to bring a design from Illustrator to Scan and Cut? Would that work to send to BES and make a stitch design? Okay, the Illustrator plugin is what she's asking about. So that was another thing that we added this year, is an Illustrator plugin, to where if you design in Illustrator and you want to send something directly out to the Scan and Cut instead of having to go through Canvas Workspace first, it will automatically generate that FCM file for you. Let's say you wanted to print out a bunch of business cards and you wanted to cut around them. You can design those in Illustrator, put out multiples there, and you can generate an outline around those. You can then put registration marks on that and have that scanned into the machine and send the FCM file over there. It reads those registration marks when you print that. What am I trying to say? When you print out your business cards, you would have little registration marks at the top and at the bottom of your paper. And when you put your cut file in and you bring in the item you want to cut, it will find those registration marks for you. So if you're trying to match things up, it's a much more precise cut than it is if you scan them in and try to get them around it. So, all right, Sheila, I am enabling you. Good. That's good. I'm doing a good job then as far as enabling goes. Carrie says, yes, she's compiling her list now. What else? I feel like I'm forgetting something major. Obviously, there is an upgrade for your Luminaire. If you don't have if you've got the XP1, you can actually make it an XP2 by having upgrade 1 and upgrade 2 put on it. Upgrade 2 gives you 2 color quilt sash borders, which are the bomb. It gives you hexagon embroidery designs. It gives you hexagon borders. For quilt sashing, it gives you end point sewing, which is sweet. You talk about precise piecing and precise ending for your decorative stitching. That is awesome. One of the other things that it does is it lets you change the order that you put things in. So if you've created something in My Design Center, you bought it in different sections, you can change the order that they embroider in, and that is the bomb. That has been the missing piece, in my opinion, that's probably one of maybe my number one feature. That may be my very number one feature as to what was new. I mean, it's all great, but that one is that is so great, because you don't realize that you've changed the order, that when you bring it over there, I should have brought this in first and I should have brought this in second. This lets you keep moving things around. So that's probably my number one. So let's see here. What about Inkscapes? It saves out as SVG as well. Yes, but we do not have a plugin for Inkscape. The only plugin that they came out with was for the Adobe Illustrator, Karen. How do you get rid of a corrupt design on your wireless card on the Dream Machine? Do you have to take the card out of the machine? No, you can actually touch that design and press the trash can, and it should remove it from your card. So, Pat, you've already called Matt and told him exactly what you need. There you go. Well, there you go. So, Rain, you like that reorder of sewing, don't you? Yes. I'm telling you, it is the bomb. So, yeah, there's so many creative possibilities, and I love that Brother listens to their customers. They do what we ask. They try to their best to meet our needs. Now, having said that, do you have to buy it? No. Is it something that you might consider? Yes. You know, it's just like a computer or a car. Every year something new comes out. If it's something that you feel like you can't do without, then you go get it. If it's something you can do without, then you skip that year. So, you know, that is the other thing. You could get just kit 2 if that's what appeals to you, and skip kit 1 for your Luminaire. You just won't have the features for the kit 1. Now, and I will tell you, my favorite feature on that one is just being able to press my start button. You do, because you get used to something and then you go back and it's like, oh, that doesn't work now. So that start button for upgrade kit 1 is probably my favorite thing on that one. I did like the sash borders, but just being able to press the go button without having to lower my foot first it's the little things in life that sometimes make things better. So yeah, the Dream Machine is an awesome machine, and like I said, everybody has, at some point we all get that, ooh, I gotta have that one. But if you don't know about it, then you can't say, ooh, I gotta have that one, or hey, I wonder what's new this year. So that's really all I'm trying to do, is let you know what we've got new, what's out there. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. There will be an update for legacy machines on the multi-needle machines to be able to use the hoops, the new hoops, the quilt sash hoop, and the new cap frame. We have a new flat brim cap frame. That is so cool. I forgot about that one. And a new tubular frame support table. That is really cool. So, we have lots of stuff. We have lots of fun, and you'll see we are getting ready to gear up for new and fun classes. That's really what we're about. So I hope you all have enjoyed today. Anybody have any questions that I haven't answered today? Let me scroll back up here and see. I don't see any questions that I haven't answered, so it looks like we are good to go. So until next week, if there's something you guys want to hear about next week, let me know, and we will. Oh, actually, I take that back. Next week, I am not doing a live. I'm going down to my dad's. So y'all know he lives in the concrete bunker, basically. So no internet his internet's very spotty, and it's not a great place to actually try to do a live. So I'm skipping next week. I'll be back the next week. I do have a coupon today for Lettering So Easy. There you go. It's still LET4. Where do you get the update for your scan and cut? If you're connected on it wirelessly and you touch the I, it should automatically update you. If not, you can go to support.brother.com and search for your model. Okay. Let me pop that banner back up. So there's your coupon code, and I guess we're good. So I'll see you all in 2 weeks, not this coming week, but the week after. All right. Oh, wait. Yeah, that'll still work. I was thinking that I might. So we are doing moderated sessions till the end of September, basically. So I was thinking, and I know that I have one on a Tuesday at 3 o'clock. So that week I will be skipping. For those of you who are joining me on Thursday in my Lettering So Easy group, which is part of your purchase of your Lettering So Easy for the first year, at least, remember, we are going to start going through the workbook. I'm going to get you kick started this coming Thursday. We may be running a little late, depends on how long my moderated session goes. I have a scan and cut moderated session on Thursday. So we shouldn't be late, but just in case, it would only be a couple of minutes. So you guys have a great rest of the week. Enjoy what you're doing. Stay safe out there. Go visit your local brother dealer and tell them I sent you there. Y'all have a good one. Bye-bye.